to Healthy Lifestyle with Lorianne. I am Lorianne Casdia. Our goal here at Healthy Lifestyle is to inspire, educate, and empower you to fulfill a healthy, emotional, spiritual, and physical life so you can feel empowered to live the life you have always wanted and dreamed. Welcome to the show. I hope you're having a really great day. I know I am. And today on our show, we have the lovely, lovely Renee Jones from Pack Your Own Bag. And her website is packyourownbag.com. Is it bag or bags, Renee? Welcome to the show.
One bag. Thank you for having me.
That's great. Well, today in Healthy Lifestyle, we're going to give you some verbal caffeine to light you up with possibilities. And thank you so much for being on. Just to give our listeners a little bit of something about yourself, a little bio of yourself.
Well, I actually spent 40 years on the diet yo-yo. I started when I was 10. My mother was a little concerned about that, but she thought if we just figure it out now, she'll be ready for the rest of her life. Right. Unfortunately, she wasn't very good at it. I certainly wasn't good at it. And it was just up and down until I was staring down my 50th birthday. And I thought, if I don't lose it now, it's never going to happen. So I started out like everyone else with my New Year's resolution, and I did all right for a few days and then stopped. And then I thought, no, we're going to do this. So I started again the 1st of February, March. And then in April, I needed a bigger size. And I thought, I can't seem to do this. So I thought, I need help. I went online. I was looking for information, ran across a lady who helped people with emotional eating. And I thought, oh, that's what this is. Now I know what it is. And I started working with that and found that if I would just face my stuff, I no longer needed to stuff my face.
Nice.
So I reached my goal weight the week before my 50th birthday in 2012. And today I'm at exactly the same size.
Yeah. So I love that. And you really spent 40 years on a diet.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Up and down, up and down.
And a lot of people, women and men, do spend all this time on a diet. And part of it is how we eat in America, that's for sure. So we have a lot of really bad habits, a lot of really bad food that is going to give you leaky gut and things like that. Our flour is 42 chromosomes when it should be 14. That's why I don't know if you've ever gone to Europe, but when I go to Europe, I lose weight because their flour, and I eat pasta every night. I might eat pizza. I drink my wine, but it's all fresh food. They don't use all these ingredients that are all chemical. And so I make a recommendation: shop the perimeter of the grocery store, because that's where most of the healthy foods are. Inside on the aisles is all processed food, and stay away from that. But what's the diet that actually worked for you that allowed you to lose that weight just before your 50th birthday? And congratulations for that.
Thank you. Well, the only one that I knew at the time, which was low fat and low calorie. So I was basically starving myself. And 2 years later, I was struggling to maintain. And I ran across a metabolic assessment that told me that my body actually needed more fat and more protein. And I thought, this is never going to work. If I get cheese sauce on my broccoli, that's not going to work. But I thought, I will try it for a week and see what happens. And I lost 2 pounds. I was 52. I was 119 pounds, and I lost 2 more. And I thought, okay, maybe they do know what they're doing. So I think it's really important for us to find the nutritional plan that works for our bodies.
Our bodies. We got to know more about our bodies. I know for me, what I was yo-yoing myself. And for me, I needed to jumpstart. My doctor found out that my metabolism was almost at a stop. Because I had been eating, I don't like breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat until I'm hungry. I'm usually not hungry till 12 or 1 o'clock. And then I eat something. And then I usually don't eat because I'm distracted with work because I love what I do. Right. And then I don't eat. And then I'm really hungry. And then I eat too much and I overeat. So I had actually literally told my body, you're on starvation mode. So my body said, I got to hold it. I got to hold it. I got to hold it. I don't want to hold it anymore. So she put me on eating 6 small meals a day, 3 hours apart, I have to actually set a timer because it's annoying. I feel like
Yes.
I'm always eating. I'm like, I don't want to eat. I'm not hungry. She's like, you got to eat and you got to make yourself eat. And she jump started my metabolism, and my metabolism's like, oh yeah, you want me to do this now? Okay. And it came in and started playing again. So that was helpful. But this is more than just doing things like that, because I already dealt with my stuff.
Mhm.
So that's what you're talking about too, is where does emotional eating come from, Renee?
Well, it tends to come from stuff that has affected us.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. We learn to put things in our mouths when we're upset from birth. Because when a baby cries, what do? But we put something in their mouth.
A binky or a bottle.
Binky or bottle, absolutely. So as you get older, then, the binky's not quite so cool. So people go to their nails or their thumb. And as we get older, then we go to pizza and donuts because they're easy and available.
And they're comfort.
They're comfort foods. Absolutely. Because we learned that if we put something in our mouths, we feel better.
Yeah. Oh, and just for some people who might not know it, we refer to it as binkies, but most people refer to it as pacifiers.
Pacifiers.
So if you didn't know what a binky was, it's a pacifier. So that's just the name that our Italian name that we always use is get the binky. So
yeah.
God, where's the binky?
Because there is that oral soothing that we are born with. Yeah. So it works. I mean, the bottle, the breast, anything will work. Pens, people who chew on their pens all the time, they're looking for something to soothe them. And whatever that was created from, whether it's just habit or this is how I'm nervous and I don't know what to do. I'm anxious. I don't know what to do, but I've got my nails. I can chew on my nails. Whatever's available, that's what we do. But it's a self-soothing behavior.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think that I know for 18 years of my life, I heard my mom say, finish all the food on your plate.
Yeah.
And so not having a clean plate was always a bad connotation. Now, I actually take smaller plates. I use dessert plates for dinner as opposed to dinner plates. And the amount of food that we get here in America, I'm like, I could share this with a small village. So it's just amazing too. So portion control is part of that. But again, going back to that soothing, what can we do to replace the soothing with something else? Because the law of replacement says if this is bad, we need to replace it with a better habit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What would that habit be?
It could be, there are lists of them, things like calling a friend, getting your nails done, all that. Whatever they choose, it needs to be accessible. Because if you have to go somewhere to find it, you're less likely to do it because you'll talk yourself out of it, right?
Yeah. Yep.
But
it's also instant gratification, right? It's instant gratification. So we're looking for instant gratification. So that emotional eating, maybe once we identify, so like anything, when I'm coaching, part of it is awareness. And once you become aware, then you can make a choice. But the awareness, like, how do I know I'm emotionally eating? When you're just randomly eating?
Yeah, well, and it could be boredom, which would make it more random, but it could be, I do this exercise with people and find out, okay, what is the food? When did you first have it? And who gave it to you? What was going on around you at the time? I did this.
I remember what I did yesterday. You want me to remember that?
Well, but if it's a food you always go to,
yeah.
Like for me, it was peanut butter. If I found myself circling the refrigerator, going for another spoonful of peanut butter, I knew there was something going on. And what I finally worked out was it was a connection to my grandmother, who always was supportive, encouraging, and loving to me, right? And somehow I had connected peanut butter, probably because she liked it as well as I did. And once I could look at that and say, oh, wait a minute, she is not in that jar.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But that was just enough for me to go, okay, if I'm looking for peanut butter, I'm looking for love and affirmation. Where else can I get that?
Mine is salty food.
Okay. So if it's a salty food, if you think about when you might have first had that, because there's usually somebody and there's always a connection with what was
My
going
mom.
on around you.
Yep. My
Your
mom.
mom. Yeah. Is your mom still with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that makes it harder. What was it that she gave you that made the difference?
You mean in place of the salty food?
Yeah.
Yeah, the attention, the
Yeah.
affirmation, yeah.
Yeah. For men, it's often ice cream, and usually like 9 or 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It's fascinating that it's almost always ice cream for men. But
what I'm hearing, I'm sorry to interrupt. What I'm hearing is that you're replacing food with maybe a replacement of someone or something, or is it always someone?
It's someone or something. For example, the men who always want ice cream, because when their parents took them out for bad news, like they were getting a divorce, or when they lost a little league game, they got ice cream. When they won, they got pizza.
Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't that? So they connect the ice cream with soothing. And often at the end of the day, they're tired. They've been good guys all day. They just want a little soothing.
This is their gift to themselves for a good day or a long day.
Right.
Wow, that's so intriguing. That's amazing. So now we know that we're, emotionally eating. Mm-hmm. It's coming from something that's happened in the past, wherever it started, and there's some association that gives us that soothing feeling. Mm-hmm. So what did you do then to maintain that weight loss since 2012?
I think it's really important to recognize that when we do the yo-yo thing, we're not being vigilant. We gain 3 or 4 pounds, and then we gain 3 or 4 more, and then it's 10, and then it's 20. And then we go, oh gosh, I've gained 20 pounds. Now I've got to go on a diet again.
Yeah.
But if you keep eating the food that works for your body and you watch it, okay, I've gained 4 pounds and it's been a week and a half. Maybe I need to pay attention. Maybe I've got some creep somewhere, because we get creep.
Now, what's creep?
Creep is when your portion size gets a little bit bigger and then a little bit bigger, or you're not paying attention to the portion size. You're just putting it on the plate and eating all of it. It creeps in on us.
Yeah.
And if we address it when it's 3 or 4 pounds, that's so much easier than when it's 20. Because in a couple of days, 3 or 4, maybe a week, 3 or 4 pounds can go, because some of it's probably water.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you address it then rather than letting it become 10.
Yeah. Yeah. I also think that sometimes it's a mindset, right? So we need to be aware of what it is that's causing us to do that, and just take note of it. It's not a judgment of ourselves. No. It is just take note of it. That awareness allows us to make different choices. When we're not aware of why we're doing something, it's hard to make a different choice, because we're not aware that we're doing something that may not be healthy for us or good for us or causing this to happen. And then when we have that awareness, we can replace it with a better thing. The other thing I noticed is, and you said this, you started doing your New Year's resolution. After a couple of days, you stopped, and then you restarted February 1st.
Yeah.
Start the next hour, start the next minute. You probably made a bad choice that moment. Recognize it, become aware of it, and then restart the good choices right away. Right away. So Jack Canfield, who's a mentor, a friend, a colleague of mine, he tells this story about how he's talking to someone. He's trying to release weight. He's trying to get in better fit. He wants to be around a long time for his family, his wife, his grandkids, his kids. And he said that he's on the phone with his coach, and his coach says, well, what are you going to do? And he goes, I'm going to start exercising. And he goes, great, drop and give me 20 right now. And he went, what now? No, I'll do that later. He goes, no, we're starting right now. And I love that story, because it just sticks in my head that, I don't need to wait till Monday. I don't need to wait till after the weekend. I don't need to wait. I can do it right now. And I should do it right now, because the sooner I make that commitment to myself, the better success we have, right?
And the better it feels, because you've replaced that failure with, okay, here's what I'm going to do now.
Yeah. And we all have those days, right? We have those days where we're like, you know what? I'm going to have that ice cream, even though I know it doesn't really work.